Today I fucked up by fixing my carbon monoxide alarm with YouTube Premium. So for the past few days, I've been hearing a beeping sound every now and then, and last night and the night before I was hearing it very often, to the point where I was getting a headache. This morning I go into the basement and find that my carbon monoxide alarm is beeping, and so I Google what's wrong with it. I discover that it's beeping every 60 seconds, which means that it's low on battery. I also watch some videos on YouTube just to make sure. So no big deal, I take the batteries out until I get some new ones later on in the day. However, once I go back upstairs I keep hearing the beeping. I go back and put my ear to the alarm and nothing is coming from it, but I can still hear a beep. I live in an apartment, so I thought maybe it was my upstairs neighbor, so I walk up into the attic to see if I can hear it. It's just as loud as it was in the basement, the same thing when I'm in my apartment. So I think it's coming from their apartment, but how do they not hear it? So I walk around for 30 minutes because everywhere I go it's just as loud as before, and it's starting to make me mad. I grab my phone and see that a YouTube video is playing. What happened was that I got YouTube Premium last week to test out the free trial, and I'm not used to videos playing when you shut off your phone or go to another app. The video explaining the alarm problem ended and it auto-played an hour-long video of a smoke alarm beeping. So because it was in my pocket, everywhere I went it sounded the same and beeped every 60 seconds. I was relieved it was over and was laughing at my own stupidity. Too long did not read. My carbon monoxide machine was beeping every 60 seconds. I took the batteries out but still heard the beep. YouTube Premium autoplayed an hour-long video of an alarm beep, and I walked around for 30 minutes trying to find out what was beeping as it was in my pocket. Felt stupid and laughed. Edit. Here's the video. I sincerely thought this was going to be auditory hallucinations from carbon monoxide poisoning, and the foo was the alarm actually going off, not batteries. Haha, funny. Moving to serious. Don't forget to put those batteries in. For your safety. The creator of that video would be very pleased. Bahahahahahahaha. OMG, YouTube Premium can be the worst sometimes. I've had my phone randomly continue playing a video out of nowhere hours after I closed the app. And just the audio too. Luckily I remembered the video and had to open and close the app again. Wasn't YouTube, but I spent 15 minutes tracking down a smoke detector. No matter which one I stood under, it would come from somewhere else. Finally I got my wife and son, and together we stood in different places and each pointed where they heard the beep coming from. After a few tries, we triangulated it to a desk. At which point my wife goes, "Oh, right, since this, new for us, house has wired smoke detectors and that was an extra, I just threw it in there." When I asked why she didn't remove the battery first, she saying something like, "It wasn't beeping at the time." Today I fucked up by getting jealous over my roommate holding my baby. To preface, my roommate, 27F, and I, 21F, usually get along. I had a baby about 7 weeks ago with my boyfriend, 28M, whom we also live with. Now here's where it gets awkward. My boyfriend and my roommate are exes. Well, kind of. They got married a year and a half ago, after 10 years of dating, and decided to have an open relationship. That's where I come in. Half a year after they got married, my boyfriend, let's call him Tim, and I got together, was supposed to be a fling. Well, my boyfriend wanted us both, so we tried a throuple. That lasted about 2 weeks. I wasn't into it at all, and she was the jealous one at that point. So he broke it off with her, because he had said he hadn't been happy for years. I got pregnant shortly after and moved in with them. Mind you, they were still married at this point. We all live together now. I had the baby in March, and it went fine. I stay home 90% of the week and drive for DoorDash the other 10%. They're still married. They keep saying they're gonna try for an annulment, but we collectively don't have a bunch of money, so that hasn't happened yet. Well, when I am home, I'm almost always holding the baby and consoling her. When I leave, I usually make sure she's sleeping and just fed. She's exclusively breastfed and refuses a bottle. Well, every time she wakes up and starts crying for me is where a big part of my jealousy kicks in. Tim always hands her off to our roommate if she's home. Always. Especially if she's crying. It just feels like he's replacing me. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking things. Oh, and I forgot to mention, he's always trying to push a threesome with all of us and it just makes me uncomfortable. I've asked him to stop but he doesn't understand. And he asked me if I would reconsider the throuple thing. And that upset me, too, but mostly because he talked to her about it first. I feel like he should have asked me? Also, he feels the need to rant about me and everything I do wrong to all his friends, all girls, and our roommate. I've asked him to stop because I don't like my business being told to others, but he said he doesn't have to. I don't know. I know I'm not perfect too, but I don't know. Thank you for letting me dump on here. I've really needed to, but I don't want anyone to think of him poorly. He's mad at me now and is saying that maybe we shouldn't have another kid. Too long did not read. My roommate and boyfriend are exes, and because of that, I get super jealous whenever she's the one to mother my 7-week-old and not me. My boyfriend doesn't understand, and because of that, we end up arguing a lot. Edit. Y'all, I get that I'm a fuck up, but please stop bringing up adoption. I've been there. It's not going to happen. It traumatized me. And I'm going to figure out what to do. I'm just stuck. I don't trust the daycares around here. I make shit for money, and my mom already has a house full of kids. So please, unless you're gonna say something useful or smart, don't say anything at all. P.S. This post is real. I can see y'all debating whether or not it is, but if you see a whackjob comment from me, it's just who I am. I comment stupid things when I'm bored. Edit 2. Y'all, I live in America. We get 6 weeks off at most for paid leave, which I didn't even get with my old job. He doesn't want me to find a real job cause he can't feed her, so I DoorDash while she sleeps, cause I have to pay the same bills as them. Edit 3. Just because of this stuff does not mean I am a bad mother. Please stop. I do all that I can for her, ISTG. I'm still with him so that we can afford shit for her. I don't argue in front of her, I don't let my moods out in front of her. Sure, he's married, but they're not together. Or believe that they are if you wish, but that's not my fault. He was supposed to be divorced by now. It's not my fault he's not. I'm trying. I'm doing everything I can for her. I love her with my whole heart. I love her. Please stop saying I don't care about her. Stop telling me to give her up. What the fuck did I just read? I'm pretty sure today wasn't the fuck up. His wife is still very much his wife. He goes to her when it's time to make decisions. He's actively trying to make a romantic and sexual relationship work between the three of you. She's being an involved parent to your child. They are very much a team. You are on the outside. They are waiting for you to get on board. Your boyfriend was never getting a divorce. They probably never broke up. I hope you have family you can go back to when this gets ugly. Hey, just a reality check here for ya. You are the side piece to a married man and his wife. There are so many foos in this story I don't even know where to start. This just makes me sad. Please, for your sake and your child's, considering leaving. This is not a healthy environment for you. Please respect yourself more. Today I fucked up by helping drunk coworker and trusting HR. 29M, work in digital marketing. Company held party to celebrate the completion of big project. As I was walking to my car, I noticed a drunk female coworker, mid-30s. We worked together for 3 years, but it's a big department and I don't know much about her. She was having difficulty walking. I offered to help and she held out her hand. I asked if she drove here. She took an Uber. Helped her call another one as she vomited. Uber driver arrived, saw the condition she was in, and took off without saying a word. Understandable. I decided to drive her home. I have a dual front and rear dashcam setup. I moved the rear camera, placed it in front, and adjusted angle to make sure inside of vehicle is covered. Lifesaver. Fast forward 1 month to April 25, last week, and I was called into HR. My manager was sitting with a serious expression. They asked what I did after the party. I immediately became defensive and asked what the meeting is about. HR person said that they received a complaint from an employee accusing me of inappropriate behavior. I responded, I have no idea what you are talking about. I did nothing inappropriate during or after that party. Whoever complained has the wrong guy. They stepped out into the hallway for a couple minutes. I'm starting to sweat even though I did nothing wrong. Thinking, I remember giving coworker a ride home. That must be it. They stepped back into the office. Manager says they have a witness who saw me put drunk coworker into my car. I said, yay, I drove her home. Nothing happened. And I did not put her in. She accepted the help. Silence. They stare at me like I'm guilty. Nothing but suspicion and judgment. Our says they'll continue investigating and will speak to me the following week. I received an email today, telling me to make a statement for the police and that I'm suspended until the case is dismissed. I'm pissed. Really pissed. I hired an attorney and submitted statement to police. After asking around, I learned the coworker I gave a ride to is apparently the ex-wife of my manager's golfing buddy. Yay. Little does the company know I protected myself with dashcam footage as well as a short cell phone video of me walking her to the house. I am innocent and will fight this. Too long did not read. I drove drunk coworker home. Accused of inappropriate behavior 1 month later. Suspended by my company while they investigate. I hired attorney and have video footage proving my innocence. If you're not being paid while suspended, you should seek damages. Sucks now, but in a few months do send us a picture with all the compensation money. Doesn't really sound like you fucked up at all. Sounds like you work with some real special people though. Dude, please give us an update down the road. I had a similar situation of being stuck with a drunk female coworker. Instead of driving her home, I had her call several family members until one agreed to pick her up. I'm sorry you are going through this. Why hasn't the woman in question said anything here? How would a complaint at work get escalated this far without the supposed victim having her say, who supposedly would vouch for you? Today I fucked up by asking my girlfriend, 10 months in relationship with, if she has ever seen me upset at her. Me, M21, and my girlfriend, F23, were sitting in my car when she snapped at me about all the things I do wrong, which she did every day. After she finished talking, I asked her if she has ever seen me upset at her. Her reply was, because I'm perfect and never do anything wrong to upset you. I stayed silent for a few seconds and realized I really messed up for not speak up while she is doing her childish acts and behaviors. I just never wanted her to be uncomfortable and have insecurities around me. She has a lot of mental issues and insecurities about herself, which I did my best to keep cool and motivate her about herself. Too long did not read. Today I fucked up by asking my girlfriend if she has ever seen me mad at her, and she replied with, because I'm perfect and never do anything wrong to upset you. Quick story for those who want to know her more. She usually gets upset with me every now and then. When I try to text, call or start a conversation when I see her, she ignores the hell out of me and starts crying if I give up. That sounds like narcissism. Investigate further or run. It can get ugly if it is narcissism. She really said, I am perfect. God damn, break up with her. The foo you did was not saying this earlier. That's kinda messed up if she's having a go at you every day making you feel useless. And then she says she's perfect. I'm sure that's borderline abuse. Get out of this while you can. Her reply was, because I'm perfect and never do anything wrong to upset you. Run. This is not a fuck up. Be glad that you realized now, that you were pandering to an insane and narcissistic person, and get out. You can't fix a mentality like that. Drop her. Listen, you're young, you have plenty of life left. This is toxicity at its finest. If she snaps at you every day, it's not meant to be. You don't have to put up with that. You didn't speak up before because she had problems, so now she's probably going to get upset at you when you get upset at her and try to put it back on you some kind of way. Unfortunately, I don't think you two are as compatible as you think, and it seems at some point, whether you want it to or not, this relationship won't end well. Can you really see yourself with this woman for the rest of your life? Your significant other snapping, arguing every day is not normal at all and creates unnecessary stress and problems. Good luck to you, bro.